Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize your Zoho Invoice template. To give you a brief overview, a Zoho Invoice template is a pre-designed layout that you can use to create professional invoices for your business using Zoho Invoice software. To get started, go ahead and click on the settings menu that you'll find beside your profile icon at the upper right corner of your screen. Now on settings, scroll down, click on PDF templates under customization, and this will redirect you to a new page where you can find the invoice templates. As you can see in here, there are a lot of different templates that you can use for your business, such as quote templates, invoice templates, sales receipt templates, credit notes templates, payment receipt templates, customer statement, and journals. What we want to customize in this video is an invoice template. Now you'll need to select an invoice template that you want to customize and click on edit. This will redirect you to the customization page. In here, you can modify the template properties such as the template name. You can change the template name if you have a different naming convention for your invoices. You can select the paper size of your template such as A5, A4, and letter paper size. You can select the orientation such as portrait or landscape. You can personalize the margin of your file. You can select the font used in the file, such as the font style. You can customize the label color and the font color of the text on your invoice template, and you can change the font size of the text that you can find on the file. Now let's move on to the background settings. You can select the background image of your invoice. You can modify the placing of the image. You can also select a background color if you just want a background color and not an image. If you want to see the changes on your template, just click on refresh changes. You'll find this button at the upper right corner of your screen. Now let's move on to the header and footer section. So in this area, you can add a header image by uploading it from your desktop or by choosing from the wide variety of header image available on Zoho Invoice. I'll just go ahead and click on choose from gallery. In here, I'm just going to choose a sample header for my invoice template. Now select the image position. Choose the image position that suits best your style. You can also select the background color. Now once we refresh the changes, as you can see at the upper right corner of your screen, the header image is reflected. The process of adding a footer image is just the same with adding a header image. Now let's move on to the next section, organization details. In here, you can upload the logo of your organization or company. You can enable or disable showing organization name. You can also modify the font color and font size of the organization name and address if they have one. Now let's move on to the customer detail. You can modify the font color and size of the customer name. You can add the bill to text. Now let's move on to the document details. You can modify document title and document information. If you have a different naming convention for the document, you can modify it by entering the document title in this field. You can also customize its font size and font color. Now on the document information, you can enable or disable some specific fields and rename it depending on the naming conventions on your company. Now let's move on to the table properties. You can modify the labels and layout of the table. You can enable or disable specific labels under this field. You can also modify the design. You can also modify the color of your table and the text under it. Now let's move on to the total section. In here, you can enable and disable specific terms in the labels. You can also modify it if you use a different naming convention. By checking the checkbox, you can show the amount of the total in words. Below this, you'll find the taxes settings, and since we haven't included any tax, we'll skip this setting. Now let's move on to the layout of the total. In here, you can modify the font size, font color, and background color of the balance due and total. Now let's move on to the last portion, the other details portion. You can change the label of notes in here. You can enable or disable the payment option label. You can add your bank data. You can enable or disable the terms and conditions and rename it if you have a different naming convention for terms and conditions. You can enable or disable the signature section and upload your signature in this area. You can also rename the label for the signature. Now once you're done with modifying all of the areas of your template, just go ahead and click on the save button at the upper right corner of your screen. And there you have it, folks. I hope this guide was helpful to you. If it was, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.